All right, so each Wednesday we'll be featuring Companions and Homemakers special family moments.
Last week, Teresa and I, we shared some of our special family moments, and today we're showing some of your photos, which will be nice.
Joining us now is Jonathan Hunt, the Regional Manager for Companion and Homemakers. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, Jonathan, I think it's a fine line sometimes dealing with seniors who might need some help and don't actually want the help.
Sure.
How do you tackle that?
A lot of it is trial and error. We find a lot of the families that we work with, they're taking the harder avenue. They're keeping the person living within their home versus placement or putting them into a nursing home. And I think a lot of the time when they explain it to their loved one, this isn't so much to help you, it's to help me. It's a little bit an easier pill to swallow, if you will. And we've had a lot of success with it. It's once people start to realize, you know, just that extra set of hands, it's not taking my independence away, it's just giving me that extra little boost of assistance that I need so that I can continue to do the things that I've always done and enjoyed doing.
Sure.
How about the caregivers? How do you select caregivers? Is it sort of, as you said, a trial and error process, or?
Not as much. We have a pretty thorough screening process, and the interesting thing about it is there's so many different types of people out there that want to do this type of work. We have the younger end of the spectrum, or the people who are going into a medical field and they want to start out, and this is a good stepping stone for that. Some of our best caregivers and the majority of our caregivers really come from life experience. They're semi-retired or fully retired, and they're just kind of looking for something to do on the side. And they have that compassion and care. They've raised their family, they've cared for their own loved ones, and it's something that they're doing more to give back. And it's not so much driven by the making a career out of it, while that is definitely a possibility as well. So they do come from all walks of life, but to find that right fit, you want to have a diverse population of different interests, different things in common, because every client's going to be different as well.
And how ultimately does Companions and Homemakers let the individual live independently?
And I'm sorry, can you...
By going into their house, what are some of the jobs that the caregiver would do to help the person?
It's really as much or as little as the client needs.
Okay.
We don't want to force anything on them, so it could be something as needed. If they need just assistance getting to a doctor's appointment or running out on errands, it could be somebody that comes regularly and helps around the home. It could be somebody that's in the home 24/7 living there, round-the-clock care. There's so much that can be done that's not really considered medical these days, or things that can be worked with so that you don't need to have medical care or a live-in nurse or something that just wouldn't be cost effective for the person to continue living in their own home. So Companions and Homemakers strives to find that plan that's going to work best for them.
So John, what advice do you have for somebody whose parents might be getting to that point where they think that they need care, but their parents might be a little stubborn and sort of are fighting back?
Sure. A lot of the time it's just letting them know that they're part of the decision-making process. They get to select the person who's going to come in. They can meet the person, they can interview the person, they can do a trial day where they can just have the person come out. There's no commitment or locking into anything. They can take as much or as little as they need, but they're fully part of that decision-making process. I think that's the mistake a lot of people make, is when they start to, you don't want to treat the individual like a child. They're still an adult. They've lived their life the way that they've lived this entire time. To start taking choices away from them really defeats what we're striving for, to keep them living independently within their own home. And they need to be part of that decision-making process.
So it's a group decision process, which is really nice. And we have a new segment here on the show that we like to call Companions and Homemakers Special Family Moments. And as we said last week, Teresa and I shared some special family moments. And this week, we're going to be sharing some of our viewers' family moments here.
Yeah, take a look. This is Heather from Canterbury. She sent a picture of her family. From left to right, her grandpa-in-law, father-in-law, grandma-in-law, holding her son there, her brother-in-law, sister-in-law, fiance. What a family they have here. And then her daughter, and Heather is on the far right.
All right, next up, we have a family moment submitted by our producer, Megan Yost. This is her grandma, Catherine, and now we know how Megan got her middle name. Grandma Catherine is turning 90 years old this year. She looks so good for 90. And Megan's nephew, Sean, is right there. He's a little cutie. And the next picture shows Grandma Catherine again with Megan and her dad, George, her nephew, Sean, and mom, Kathy.
Very nice.
So
and Jonathan, where can we find some more information about Companions and Homemakers?
Our website has a lot of information in terms of resources that you can look at. It's companionsandhomemakers.com.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you both.
And make sure that you guys head on over to the CT Style page on WTNH.com. And we want to see your family photos so that we can feature them on the show every single week. So make sure that you share all those generations. So again, that is WTNH.com on the CT Style page.